All right, welcome back to the Tool podcast. This is a special Christmas episode. That mastered you wanted to do, huh?
Or where's the Christmas hat? Where's the Santa hat?
I was thinking about that, but I didn't want to take the effort to go grab that. Maybe I could put some digital ones up here, right, real quick, and...
All right,
so...
let's take a look. So we should say Happy Holidays.
Yeah.
Be politically correct.
I already said Christmas at the beginning.
Yes.
Oh, dang.
But anyway, Happy Holidays to everyone. And we would like to just say thanks for tuning in to our podcast. It's been a interesting ride this past year, would you say? With COVID, we've made it through this far. And I definitely want to say thanks to all of our students, all of the Taekwondo community supporting us, supporting everybody, I think, not just but specifically I'd like to say thanks to our students for supporting us and helping us through this difficult time.
And even thanks to those that are not our students, but they're listening into our podcast or watching our videos.
Inspiring
us and helping us push forward in Taekwondo in our own learning as well.
Right.
So big thanks to everybody that's watching this and here with us.
Yep, absolutely.
So what did you want to talk about today?
Do we ever do Taekwondo on Christmas?
On Christmas?
Well, or during the holidays. We don't actually have any events, do we?
Well, we don't have events, but we do have class.
Up to the last moment.
Yeah, but to the last moment, yeah.
But nothing too special.
Why, do you have a story about you doing Taekwondo on Christmas?
No, I don't think I do. I'm really thinking, do I?
All right. So, why don't we share our favorite experiences in Taekwondo?
This past year?
You could do this past year, or if you want to venture back even further and reminisce a little bit.
I don't know if I have favorite moments. I mean, visiting other countries and, visiting with other instructors around the world, those are memorable. When I think about traveling and doing Taekwondo, that's kind of what I think about, right? And there's definitely some things that are, that stand out, like when we went to Italy and my wife, Grace, had her purse stolen with all the badges and all that stuff. It's unfortunate. But it was also fun too.
Yeah.
Right? What about you?
Well, from this year, it's at the time, it wasn't a fun thing. But now when I look back at it, yeah, it's kind of funny. Recently we went to the North American Championships in Houston.
Right.
Saw a lot of our other friends in schools and things like that. And we're all sharing kind of some stories about, our times during COVID and what happened, right? And right about this time last year, we were kind of forced to go back outside.
Yeah.
And then, but it's, winter time, although it's California winter. So probably not as bad as most people out there, right? But, we had to take the classes outside. And so we're doing a little combo between online and outside classes, right? And I know it'd be like pouring rain some days.
Yeah.
You go like, oh, the kids are not going to show up.
Yeah.
No one's going to show. Who's going to show? It's like pouring rain out here, right? And then you come back later that night, you go, that was like the busiest class it was this week. And you're like, and all these kids got dropped off with big jackets on and everything like that, right? And, at the time, it was
and we're
stressful.
under an awning, too.
Under an awning.
So we're not, getting rained on.
Yeah. So there was still some covering. And so at the time, it was a little stressful, in that whole period. But now I look back and I'm like, wow, that really shows the resilience of the kids. And the dedication they had at the time. And I thought that was just, it's just really funny to think back. Because now, it's not really something you would ever think would have really happen.
Right.
Having kids work out in the rain, training in the rain.
But those are the times that you remember the most.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Something that's different.
Right.
But you know what? I really want to thank you for doing this podcast with me. I think we talked about a while ago about how did we start doing this. I called you. I was, hey, you want to do this podcast? I don't like to talk to myself.
Yeah.
And it was just for fun. But, I do want to thank you because I think we've been able to really connect on certain things. And I'm getting to spend a lot of time with you that maybe wouldn't have in the past. So I really do appreciate that.
Oh, thanks, Dad. I was thinking about that though too. I remember when we first started, the podcast, you'd always be like, "Oh, can we do it at like 9 a.m., 10 a.m.? What works best for you?" And I'd be like, "Oh, 9 a.m." But I was still in college at the time, and I remember I'd always. I mean, I don't know how those podcasts really came out at the time because I was in college. I didn't really listen to them after we filmed it.
That's right.
We didn't film. I just sent it out to you, and then you edited it, right? But now I do most of the editing, right?
Well, yeah, and it wasn't a video either.
It wasn't a video either. And I remember I'd always be in quite a cranky mood because I would always wake up and then go film it right then.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like that?
No.
Like in the early stages of the podcast?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Just like, all right, let's get it done.
Yeah, well, I think that was also our ideas back then too. It's like, we would always be falling behind on it too. It'd be like Friday, and we're like, oh, gotta film it, and you gotta edit and post it on the same day.
Yeah.
And then I think we really wised up because we're down to a little bit better system now.
We have a few followings, but not like, it's not like.
Yeah, but our system is better.
Yeah,
our filming because we used to be very last minute about everything.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, we're still pushing forward. We'll see how the 2022 goes, and hopefully everyone will stay tuned. So, what do you think we've learned over the past year, Mr. Ju? What do you think of this whole digital streaming, online classes? What do you think? Is that going to be the future? Are we still going to be able to do that? What's been the challenge?
Well, I think the biggest thing that comes up is like, will online classes persist past this? Whether this lasts another year, 2 years, 3 years, will online class continue, right? And there is a place for online learning. There's definitely a place, and I think they could be a really great resource as we build in more videos. For people that they can watch and they can, maybe fine-tune their own small details, right?
But there's so much content out there as well. Yeah, but I'd like the interaction.
Right.
So that Zoom kind of streaming is, I think it's kind of cool in a way.
Yeah. I think the live seminars are really going to take place and really keep us together on that. When it comes down to classes, I think that, for older people, works out well.
Right.
And I think that, kids probably got to go back into the studio at some point. I think it's a great way to continue going in Taekwondo. But once it's over, I'm sure most people want to go back in. I think that even a few months ago, most of the kids had the option to go back into their regular school, and most of them did take it. Right. Just because their learning is a lot better like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's just, there's definitely some things you cannot do online, right? Right. A class specifically, how do you actually teach self-defense, where the students, you need feedback, right? You need feedback. Even patterns, I mean, you can watch people do patterns, you can explain the techniques, and that's great supplement, I think. Like for patterns or just a technical class or something like that, people can ask questions online, you can respond to that. Yeah. But what I did find was a lot of students, our students that did classes online, is that they may be watching and they may only be doing that particular pattern, but a lot of learning comes from helping other people. And so what I've noticed is, a lot of students, high-ranking students, forgot the lower-ranking patterns. Well, when you get them in class and you go, can you help that white belt or help that yellow belt? Practice. You don't have to teach them. Just practice that particular pattern or whatever. Stop sparring, whatever. and that helps reinforce what they learned. Regurgitating what they learned, I think. So that's an important factor, I think.
Right. I think, that's definitely important, because if you look at black belts, when I do the high ranking black belts, I often will question myself on certain techniques because I did not have, the regurgitation for it. Like, we don't have many third dans.
Right.
So the only people that are doing the third dan patterns are our high ranks or our fourth dans, right? And so you're not getting that kind of teaching or learning that you get when you do like second dan, because you have a bunch of second dans and they all talk to each other and work together, and even more so with the first dan. Right. So you do kind of lose some of that with the higher ranks, right?
Online.
Well, happy holidays, and thanks for jumping into the Tool World podcast.
We'll see you next year.
Yes, we're going to take a break for 2 weeks.
Are we taking a break for 2 weeks?
Well, it's 2 Fridays because of Christmas, and then New Year's is 1 week after.
Right.
So we'll be taking a small break here, and we'll see you guys in early January.
Sounds good.
All right.
Well,
don't forget to be safe.
Keep training.
And have a great break.
Take one.